The mystical Feng Shui treatment. Applying this ancient Chinese wisdom to my home caused a huge problem to surface. Written by Christopher Boswell, read by the author. My view on Feng Shui. Don't put your bed in front of the door because you won't get in. A quote by Jonas Erickson. A new beginning. During the moving in process to the home where I'm currently a resident, inspiration arrived to take a month preparing the space for my occupation. It was a time of rebuilding in my life, having just come out of a struggle full of pain, destruction, and loss. I was lucky to have an opportunity to prepare for some new abundance, and I was ready. Taking it, I decided to try something new and slow down. I had always known how much of a visual person I am, but had never consciously tried to really put that together, completely integrating it into a home. Being mindful about the future, I decided to design a space that would be mine, choosing the colors and the other interior elements so it would look and feel good and stay clutter-free. Previously, I had sent most of my belongings to an auction house for a serious purging. I wanted this to be a new beginning, and I know now, over a decade later, it was successful. Every aspect of your life is anchored energetically in your living space, so clearing clutter can completely transform your entire existence. Karen Kingston. The right colors. My goal was a bright space with some color. I have dark leather furniture, overtones of slate and chocolate, mixed with plenty of contemporary white. The house has wood floors, which I like. Easy to clean and don't hold odors like carpet. My respiratory system is sensitive. Hypoallergenic is king. After I finished painting every interior room along with some other repairs, I went ahead and moved in. The time passed, maybe 2 years, and something new arrived. I'm not even sure what inspired me. The next thing I knew, I had a book on Feng Shui in my hand. I loved it and began reading about the principles. In its highest and purest form, good Feng Shui signifies perfect alignment between inner and outer worlds. A quote by Lotta Ray. Laying out of the Bagua, or compass. The dictionary provides this definition of the Bagua: a Chinese religious motif incorporating the 8 trigrams of the I Ching, arranged octagonally around a symbol denoting the balance of yin and yang, or around a mirror. The illustration above is my own version of what I have heard called the Bagua. It was suggested to me that if I laid down or superimposed this diagram over the layout of my home, I could analyze the energy. The Bagua is regarded in Feng Shui as a pattern determining the significance and auspicious qualities of spatial relationship. My house is almost a square with a cut-in for the entryway. As soon as anyone enters the front door, they are facing another door covering a closet. The entry space is just 40 inches square. The Bagua identified this area as falling into 2 trigrams representing money and fame. Feng Shui is all about energy and how it flows. Each compass direction is assigned a specific element that, when activated, will attract the chi energy to those areas of your home. You don't have to believe in Feng Shui for it to work. I just know it brings me money. Donald Trump. Please don't Trump bash me for adding that quote. But remember the word flow? Activation for the element only occurs if it has a way to flow into you. Remember, laying a simple shape pattern of my home over the compass shows me the front door falls into the money and fame trigrams. Imbalance of energy flow. If any of the natural channels that chi energy moves through become obstructive or blocked, like the situation in my entryway, the energy backs up and stagnates. When the energy flows out of balance, the creative cycle is interrupted and causes an imbalanced energy cycle, weakening or cutting off the flow of that energy. Providing further reliable provenance for Feng Shui, the area of the trigram for health, spiritual growth, and creativity had no blockages. and all those were abundantly available to me. I'd never been sick, created like a madman, and had been on a very literal and directed spiritual quest for well over a decade. Now, you can believe this or not, but at the time I was jobless with little prospects and had just made a shift in my life and had very few friends nearby. It's a fact I was short on funds and seriously unfamous, maybe even a little infamous. If any money or fame energy was trying to get to me, and that was doubtful, I imagined it was likely to get confused and cramped in the entryway, circling around once or twice only to do a 180 and skedaddle. To make matters even worse, the career trigram fell into the bathroom of my home, another very small space cramped with poor flow. If you recall, I was jobless at the time. I had to laugh a little. Whatever career energy that might somehow make it into the cramped bathroom could easily find its way out through the plumbing, a sink drain, a toilet, and the bathroom drain, all known as poison arrows. My chi was in a serious 911 situation. So now what? I decided to turn to the literature. The more I read, the worse it got. I learned that poison arrows are a form of sha chi that obstruct the natural flow of chi energy. These are created by such things as a utility pole or tree directly in front of the main entry door. Can you guess what is right out in the planting strip between the sidewalk and the curb in my front yard? That's right, a city electrical utility light pole. Can you believe it? Other types of poison arrows are architectural features like church steeples, columns, sharp corners on furniture or walls. There are many types of these disruptions, but most have remedies that can negate their harmful effects, restoring chi and valuable flow energy. Did I just read remedies? I would guess that it might have made a difference. It certainly didn't hurt us in any way. Feng Shui creates a balance that I believe adds to the comfort zone of rooms and space, and that is felt by guests and residents. A quote by Donald Trump. Convinced I needed to take action, I focused in on what could be done, not what was missing. It was suggested that a crystal could be added to the blocked area. It certainly could not hurt, and I desired more money, career choices, and fame in that order. The fame not really, but I went for it. Anyway, it was so easy. Traditional games never used professional writers to create their narrative, so there's definitely a residual feeling that hiring a proper writer is somewhat of a luxury rather than a necessity, like a Feng Shui consultant. Rihanna Pratchett. I got a crystal for the front entry stoop and a prism for the bathroom windowsill. One screw into the upper roof framing in the front, then I simply set the prism on the windowsill in the bathroom. I'm here to tell you I felt better immediately. I know there are skeptics, and the fact is a little curious and humorous to me. From a Google search with terms China and founded came this result. China is an East Asian country with a large territory, a huge population, and an ancient history. With written records dating back 4,000 years, it is recognized as one of the 4 great ancient civilizations of the world, together with ancient Egypt, Babylon, and India. To me, it just makes sense. Maybe a culture that has been around for that long could have developed some knowledge worth adopting. So I did. As a matter of fact, writing this has inspired me to go deeper, as my house is so full, not cluttered, but I can literally not add any more items, or it will be. My results. I don't want to jinx it. A full decade has passed since I deployed Feng Shui trigram fixes. There have been challenges, but I can truly tell you that there has literally never been a more peaceful and abundant time in my life. Is it the Feng Shui? Who knows? Maybe it's like a placebo. Knowing I was taking action for something better helped me to feel a result. Maybe just feeling better helped me to attract more abundance. That one is easier to believe, right? I imagine a river flowing down the elevations to the sea. If it gets blocked, all kinds of destruction can occur. If it flows, important hydration and habitat is carried in for an abundance of living things. I think it's a wise choice to become a believer. What have we got to lose? That's enough out of me for now. Besides, I have another 165 articles started and waiting for me in the queue. It's a flow of abundance for sure, and I love it. I hope you found some value in this article. If you did, please follow the links below for more of my recent work. Maybe another will resonate. Until next time, cheers, Christopher. Copyright and trademark Christopher Boswell 2020, all rights reserved. When Christopher isn't writing from home, he can be found traveling or capturing photographs somewhere in the United States, generating graphic design, processing images or video, flying his unmanned aerial vehicle, wrangling dogs, or backpacking and kayaking. He lives in Tacoma, Washington. His photographic and design endeavors can be viewed at realwindow.com.